By Samsung OLED, and this match star is, I think it's going to tell us a lot. Who's going to be able to carry the pistol and then really start to put their foot down. Cloud9 wanting to be in control of these games with all of the thrifties that were kind of a plague. The situations they didn't set themselves up right for. A pistol round would be a good way here. Straight in, right onto the trademark, so Spike's a little slowed, but that does not stop Leviathan.
Well, they did talk about it. They want it to be more aggressive, more pacey for Leviathan. A 5-man death ball to the A site, a 5-player retake. But this is all util versus util as Leviathan are pushing towards spawn, though.
Those two duelists are trying to put themselves in a position to fight. Easy util to get in and out here. Still a little aggressive on it as everybody starts to back. The only separate fight now is Spike just on the left towards Art. C9 has pretty good movement in. They're not finding any shots just yet. Zelsis is going to be the front of this one. I think to see the first, maybe. Nice little stop. Doesn't even get up to half here, but Penny gets one as they know they're going to be closing in from A main now. It's enough. C9 doesn't know where to look outside the smoke. Lev played it nice and calm.
And it's a great way to show the opening here and what Leviathan brings to the table. As they were mentioning at the desk, we may get confused with Neon playing a Chamber and Spike playing a Neon. But in general, Spike is a Neon. Remember yesterday, if you were watching the cast, where we were talking about Dante, Spike was another one that was a great Neon player in Challengers. So to give the responsibility for him and to give Chamber the responsibility for Neon is huge, because Neon has been an all-star opper through Challengers and also coming into the Americas. So that is their game plan, to go toe-to-toe with the strongest fighters that they currently have for Cloud9.
And it was something they got to refine a little bit, right? In kickoff, they played the 50-50 with PXS and Neon, so they felt like that was going to be a kill right away. Another swing straight into the fight as A is pushed. Gathered by Cloud9, but lost, sifted right through the fingers as King takes down a few before he falls to Zeppa.
And you can't have a Cloud9 game or a Cloud9 composition without any Sky, right? So welcome back, Sky, to the VCT Americas, and that's in the hands of a specialist at least. Zeppa is awesome on this agent as he's already flanking across. That said, though, looks like they want to try to group up for a bit and flash for this peak and see if anybody's going to come out, but it allows Oxy to walk a little bit down, but also giving a tell that there's a rotate coming through here from Streets.
Who's first? Noise. I think first contact here becomes Penny, so Zeppa can make his way in. They're still looking. They're very aware, but doesn't mean Zeppa can't pick one up. Spike's able to slide and provide on the last one. Penny goes down. 2 for Lev here. Let's see if they can control the bonus rounder. C9 has a trick up their sleeve.
And this is a great eco, at least for C9. This pop was huge. Making sure that you're clearing every corner at the same time, and C9 almost did what was their pain point in kickoff. They lost so many of these ecos against and thrifties against 100 Thieves going in that lower bracket. It was a gauntlet that they had before they got eliminated, where they ran out of gas on that third map. But overall, still, the protocols are there for C9 on this map of Pro, as Emily mentioned before. And they're looking for mid-control.
It should be something they also know a little bit of what the Phoenix wants to do. Zelsis was on this before, on Pearl. So,
yeah.
You know, a little bit of an inkling of what that agent can provide in attacking these sites. Maybe not with a Neon, though. That's what changes as they hit the site straight through. That's going to be Spike in the face of Vic. It looks like control is there for Lev, but quickly C9 scrambles back in. King waiting for the peak. Zelsis just getting the info. Plays his life, plays the concuss, and C9 start to creep. Do they know that little bit of a backstab is there? The trades are still coming through, but everybody's looking, tunneling down long, and it's going to be enough for Neon to solidify the bonus round.
And this is very good. Aggression continues for the side of Leviathan. A bonus round that they had, I want to know what it's going to look like once, you know, you have even weapons on both sides. But for them to continue to get the orbs up, get the ult up available for Sato, and then immediately going forward for that pop. The thing is, for the side of Cloud9, they're really good at these split retakes too, or just finding timings to not allow yourself to really set up. So you did kind of force and roadblocked Leviathan quite well at the very beginning of the initial push. But once King called that slowdown and the re-hit, it was really nice how they re-coordinated that for Leviathan's end. Continue with the same open. The recon dart just to clear towards that pillar and continue to challenge this orb. And I like it because if you're looking at the comp for C9, if you're trying to go toward the A side and Teo's playing more towards Art, You could actually salvo that side. It's hard for you to control that spot. You have default Astra Stars to be able to put usually on this side over here too to deny that early info. So for them to have this protocol to focus on the B side orb for Sato is actually quite nice. Because what usually happens for the defense, it's maybe a Chamber solo holding on that side.
And they're expecting C9 to get pretty active in mid. You can see Lev setting up to receive this. They're already in B, working the other side of the strat.
Recovery.
And Neon takes down Oxy quick to make sure that they don't lose too many guns in this little mid battle. There's two more. Slide through from a spike makes it look easy. And now they hunt 7. Another round in the flawless is going to be nice for the bank accounts here. Lev up to another one. That's and crazy. Almost online with that Phoenix ultimate too.
Exactly.
So they're just going to keep rolling this together.
Just like use it last round. With that last kill too, 1 orb away, they could do the same type of conditioning, and now it's the mind games. What's going to come up next? But so far, you can really see here, they haven't really, speaking of Leviathan, started off on any type of mid control. Nobody really watching some early pushes towards doors. They're playing it fairly passively, and maybe C9 identifies a bit of that gap.
Yeah.
These are the smokes that we're talking about here. Control that A side. Maybe try to prevent Sato from grabbing that orb, and you're seeing that a lot of bodies and resources are being used.
King has that audio too. Heard the flash come through. They work to the left, but Penny has the first say in the round. C9 still going to hold steady on this, just the rotation from the Neon on Oxy as you would expect. They don't want to get too out of place here.
And you love to see that, right? 3 players in condition that same recon to get orb control, yet Penny doesn't care. Swings out, gets the pick, and never even eliminates the run it back from Sato.
Right at the front door already to let Spike just be a menace, and he gets right in the face of Penny. They open up the site, having first blood in the round from C9, and still it doesn't bother Leviathan.
There.
Crazy stuff. They're going to wait now for C9 to come back through, but this is going to be a trek coast to coast for King to see if he can get any help on this as the Seekers come through. Fast lane gives Oxy an entrance into the site. They look straight towards him, and he is traded out. The rest of the team, I wouldn't say they're lagging behind, but they're prevented from getting any of what they want, and they just get pulled off of half here. Trying to toy with them on street. There it is. Getting the final kills to make this feel comfortable. All right, Cloud9, stop the bleeding. It looked like another round where Leviathan had the answer, but fell away.
Yeah, it looks like King really liked his walks along the beach, but at the same time, when the Seekers come out, very difficult for him to find his timing, because you saw that C9 would definitely accelerate at that point. Love the entries, the over-aggression coming out from Spike that's getting a lot of value so far. But this is the type of telegraph stuff that we're explaining a lot, and a lot of coaches in Team C here for Leviathan. It's a very similar opens, a very same push towards the spawn. This time, though, they're finally showing a new hand on the A side, and it's a walk contact.
It's just util war coming up here after the first few shots. Penny will recall out of this. They dash in, a quick trade. Yeah, they still want it. C9 keeps coming up the steps into the fight, and they provide. Zelsis takes a third. And that's got to feel good. He hadn't been able to heat up yet, and now the ult's online.
And it's basically a 5 versus 3 pretty much when they're fighting for that A main control, because you already forced the line out of Penny when he was forced to TP out. But look at that. Zeppa out of position. Salvos are beautiful.
Nowhere to stand.
And then they come out flooding here. That's what C9's really good at as well.
Yeah.
And if this is the type of game that we're expecting to see because of this new meta, seeing a lot of proactivity around Neon, a lot of aggression, I'm loving it, because this is right into C9's wheelhouse where they like to play with that same type of aggression. Let them come towards you and they'll brawl.
Slow the pace down just to mess with each other for this one, but still explosive once they get to the point. Penny with one shot, and even on the rendezvous, Neon's just a little bit faster for the chamber work. Oh my gosh. Getting the 360s in there. He's just starting to style right now. 3 left for C9. And even with the ultimates up, they're going to go ahead and hold back here so they don't provide any more. 4 ults there for the side of Lev as run it back fizzles out.
If I'm not mistaken, too, Neon was able to pick up that free op or something like that. Drive-by kill onto Penny in the first place, who unfortunately dies into his TP. But I think if anything that you could start seeing from C9, or again, how we're pushing towards the spawn, it's really Spike sliding down solo. And if you're looking at the comp from Leviathan, there's no like KO flash or anything that allows for him to get a deep line, like a free kill when he slides deep in those lines. So maybe that's something that C9 could start observing right now when it comes down to the site hits and how they want to start retaking here. Adding another body would really trade out the spike aggression.
I mentioned that obviously it's not just the Phoenix, but an agent comp you should know how to play against, somewhat know how to play against. But one of the things coming out of kickoff that Imi had mentioned in an interview was that the team was getting caught by some set plays and things they shouldn't. Just being aware of the utility that they would be able to meet if they went around a corner or tried to take a site seemed to catch them off guard in situations that he couldn't really explain why. So kind of seeing them fall prey to this and the fast hits once they come through, it's just not an answer yet to what LEV is providing to get into the side.
Yeah. And simplicity, too, to calm things down for the side of C9. Again, maybe the other factor and the other avenue you could look here for Cloud9 to really stop spikes from pushing down towards the spawn is just simple crosshair placement as well, right? You're at the level for a pro team like Cloud9 or any of these players on the America stage to know how to deal with the sliding neon.
Yeah.
Except when sometimes she has the overdrive. That's a little bit harder to deal with, as we saw in that G2 game, unfortunately.
Spike's been fearless on it. You mentioned him earlier, and it's going
down to a meta where you're going to start stepping away from this neon aggression. He could still play some Viper support. He could still play some ISO if needed be, or even some Cypher. So they're looking quite good overall in terms of pieces to the puzzle. And we'll hold that thought, though. We have an attack side on the A side. So they're looking to battle neon.
Vai dar mole. Moca aqui.
Grana meio até
Passa.
Ah, BB, chama BB, chama BB, chama BB.
Quebramos.
Cuidado, pique rua, pai.
Sai.
Cuidado, briga meio, cuidado, briga meio. Ah, não, tu
Pesquisa agora?
Mano, domina a esquerda aqui. Aqui. Quer voltar na esquina dele junto?
Vou poupar ele, tô jogando.
Eu tô de mira aqui, King. Faz pressão lá.
Vou bangar aqui,
Tá na esquerda. Aberto.
Vai.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
Vai de 120 nele. Boa.
Vai a grafite, viado.
Tô indo pra A. Quer guardar? Ah, tem
Não,
bastante.
quero...
Trying to work it together here, but you could definitely see that they were trying to isolate Oxy. 5 players converting back, maybe that even 4 once Neon fell in the first place. But Zepa's in a good spot here to surprise.
Ooh.
But Sato gets that pick. That actually evens up the A scenario. A 2 versus 2 on that fight with Vic out of the picture. Pushed all the way up towards this long B.
30 seconds left. You expect no one to really be seen here until the spike goes down. Get one of those people focused on something else. Quick concuss. King does it within the window of getting hit and still gets himself to safety.
This is so tough now. They lose all of that space for Cloud9. Penny's smoked out. He has a duel to fuzz. He has to wait for the full rotate from Vic. And now they lose all the information, but the last 2 players of Leviathan are posted up in a smoke plant as they're perfectly set up here for this crossfire on site.
2 stars might be able to create a little bit of panic by taking one of the angles away, get the 1v1 they want.
Blocking vision.
And he is going to buy that time just for this shot. Should be good for Vic.
Last player
Oh, he hesitates to look towards Secret for a moment, and now it's just up to Penny to move in. And that's a shot from Sato, just completely where the angles he needs to be checking. 4K for him on this round.
He single-handedly won that round for Leviathan. What did he do? Walk. Walk, clear every corner, and win every duel. A mistake came out there for Zelsis. He had a full kit, still salvo, still had an Armageddon, decided to contest here on that 1v1 when his teammates smoked out towards Flowers. But this right here...
you gotta remember, that was the beginning of the round. This wasn't
Exactly.
a different round. This was the round just a bit ago. Oxy did this.
And it should have been a huge advantage for C9 in the first play, not only on a 3K, but with blows getting punished.
Yeah.
Because they were waiting for that flash for Leviathan to clear Oxy out, and he overextended himself in. Sato now saves the round and already has the run it back to take some mid control.
So quickly in the face of Cloud9, just making them sweat. This has to be annoying to play against. You're never in the position to play your own game. You're responding always to this Neon to Spike.
And they just played League of Legends that round. Every single one of them just ran through a different lane. Crossed out, got some mat space, and forced the hand of C9 to push a little bit out to find information. And who better than Penny? You have to give him that responsibility. He is the operator for the team. He has a get-out-of-free jail card from that TP set up towards screens at that B site. But he lost that to Neon. And this gives a time right now for Leviathan to rework that map. The thing is though, they're reworking and rewalking still into a 3-player stack on B.
And it may not be super fast, but I love the kind of just flex of presence. We're 1 up. We don't need to do anything. Sure, fast Val is great, but they're playing it safe, and that's how they're going to collect more rounds.
They still have to hurry up though, because remember, Zelsis still has the full kit from that previous round, so he could stall, he could salvo, Armageddon.
They're looking for him. Oh, they know exactly where he's trying to hide for that, too. Quick shot, Zeppa gets that, hiding in the corner, just in the cut, enough for a second kill. Can they get him out? This 2v2 is what the round is broken down to. King with 13 seconds as LEV tries to break their way back in. Blows on 1, and the spike is going to be planted here. No way, LEV pulls away with this round as well, right? With everything that C9 had set up on this round, already known where he's going to be. It's the safe pair of hands with Vic. Can he come up with this one? Of course he can. Gets the headshot on blows, and he gets the defuse for Cloud9.
You saw him running away too, thinking that he may have had time to escape, and oh my god, he was losing that timing right after. But thankfully, you definitely know that in these scenarios of a 1v1, Vic could definitely win it back for C9. And again, another hero play, but this time for Zeppa. Not clearing towards that back of that screens for Leviathan because they were so focused on Hunter's Fury and taking down Zelsis towards the back hallway. He came up huge right there to allow Vic to play that 1v1.
Nice! Vic! Nice round here.
Heading to the above.
Focused.
Laser focus for sure.
Right there.
They need that right now for C9. Can't all be Oxy getting all these frags right now for the team.
Quick push. Oh, that. Neon's feeling it. You gotta try. Neon's feeling it. Oxy's feeling it even more. Yeah, puts the verdict straight down on him. The flashes come through a little bit more.
That spike.
Refining that aim, and blows goes down. Now it's controlled by Cloud9 on this.
That's also spike.
Quick turnaround. That's also spike going down. Yeah, King gets 2, but Zelsis is there to cover. I mean, the round we saw C9 push up and get a little funky in mid, and a lot of these A plays does disrupt LEV. It's just what happens after.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be going in their favor besides this last round here.
And you know that for sure. Somebody like Oxy and Zeppa, the combination of the Neon and the Sky, maybe it doesn't work the best for most of the teams, but for those two around C9, definitely it does. You saw how much value he's able to get here for Zeppa, to give that space for Oxy, to give information for Oxy, to push the line back so that Oxy could actually hold the angle in their favor. It's very nice. Now they change the tempo for C9. 4 players walking back towards the middle, as that's a missed shot that shouldn't have missed.
Yeah, 2 steps to pass the door hit. C9 still in the face of LEV at the door. Incredible trades there to kind of whip this back into a 3v3. And they hold mid. Spike is unknown, which is kind of the big thing here. But blows might actually peek it out. And now they know.
Mid.
Everybody thinks this. What? Wait a minute.
Not as free.
Neon went in for a kill. Didn't expect a second person. You saw everybody thinking the space was safe. It wasn't. They're still able to come up with the round though. This is something else.
I think he even got that pick before that wall came up onto Vic. That's just unfortunate for Vic's side, but that should have been a free kill for Zelsis. What a shot.
That's when you know you need to make the shot, but you think about it, and that's what stops you from making it.
And that's just a number of milliseconds, right? If you're doing the human benchmark test between both Penny and the young Fragger and Sato, Sato's winning it by a small margin. And that's good enough to get that pick. Look at them pushing down towards his B site. Oxy already falling down. Yeah, now it's a scramble for Zelsis, but he still has help here from Vic. The rotation is coming over from Zeppa as they throw the ultimate straight down B. Buying a little bit of time here, but it honestly, LEV might like what they just saw since they can safely get to this site now. Felt desperate of when he wanted to use it because he's been holding on to it for quite a long time. They made a lot of noise. And the drone now gives his position away, so he has to escape. If not, he's in heavy trouble. Wasn't expecting them to be looking off to the side, expecting a fight to happen. It was a spike that gave it to him. Still pushing towards the back, unrelenting as he goes in with a shorty and low HP. Another kill onto Zeppa, and Cloud9 may be able to get these rounds, but LEV just seems to strike right back. Dude, this is looking good for Leviathan so far. Fast pace, fast tempo, mid-rounding without an IGL. They're still winning their fights. Off again, coming down to low fraggers. Just TDMing through the map while contacting, and now going for execution. As they finish the half with a flawless over C9.
Definitely in control of the pace of the game from the attack side, but you know, C9 may have the same. We just have not seen that yet from them. Really nice job by LEV following up on everything they needed to do with the sight hits. It looks so calm throughout this first half, but there's a second one to go, and we'll see if C9 can come back when they hit the attack side.
Penny at the right places for first contact, but he just wasn't hitting those shots, unfortunately. So a little bit of a slow start from your star opper for this roster, for this map at least. And hopefully he finds redemption in the second half, as C9 are looking for a mid-fight, but so is Leviathan.
Oh, crazy flash. Gets quite a few, but somebody was ready for the ante there. Vic comes up with the first kill, and a big skirmish in mid to start us off here for pistol round. Okay, Neon still going forward. I think his W button was stuck, but he was having it. And it looks like they pause here for a moment because they have to figure out the King's ready for the backstab. Zealous unknown, but there's so much reset time on the play. They're looking at every angle he could come from.
Yeah, the util was so nice for Leviathan. Even though that flash was shallow, the follow-up with the relay bolt from Spike stunned so many players that allowed Leviathan to flood back through the double doors. Zelsis will have to try to clutch now with the Spike, at least in his vision, and also give it away.
Oh no!
That takes a little bit of a time before it comes out, but I mean, you got to try what you got to try, right? You know they're going to be grouped up. You already found an exit or backstab, a way in, and that they were definitely playing more around Arc, so good read, but unfortunately just not quick enough for the kills.
Ooh.
Spike down. Distant.
So they kind of swarm again. Almost felt like an attack side from the defense.
And that's where it's going to continue to get very dangerous here for Leviathan, because where everybody critiques Leviathan is how slow their attack side is, but you finish the half in the lead on your attack side, and now people could just run into your crosshair in your aim. So C9 has to be coordinated, very coordinated in these hits, because the 1v1s are definitely in favor of Leviathan so far.
Sight, force, basic plant, get the money in, and now do the damage before the round is over. It'll be really amazing thrifty to grab here. Spike starts to sweep that rug out from under C9's feet, and now they're just going to be able to stick them all along. Get this defuse quite easily here once they pick up the kills. The confidence in LEV is nice to see, though, that they're just going for these, and they're not kind of hesitating or worrying. There should be no hesitation.
And you're starting to see this play style from Neon that shows up more and more. I feel like a lot of them has been definitely inspired by the movements of Dombi over in Nanshi. Because previously the slides are quite simple. Relay bolt, try to go for the slide tackle kill, but now it's a lot of selfless move as well to take the space for your team, and look at the follow behind. 2 players with him to swing out.
Yeah.
And if he's able to get the kill while the other ones keep him busy because he has a free shot, everybody's going to be focused on the guy behind. So he just gets the free kill with the judge right after.
It's the ultimate wide swing.
Yep, very annoying to deal against.
Ooh.
Yeah, 5-player hit.
Many pings on that side. Looks like they're about to squash over towards B. And they got a push, actually, from Neon here. This would be nice if they could start the round off. 5v4. Pushing Neon out. Yep. There's 1 kill.
Penny just returned a favor to what Neon did before. Kills him in a TP.
King trying to be a rat. Does he have the crown for it? Not this time. Zeppa drops him where he stands. And it looks like it's still a slide in from Spike. He's not even waiting for help. Like you said, the selfless plays getting in there, getting info, getting damage. And they answer back. Shock Dart actually to take down Zeppa here. It's getting a little scarier.
Great salvos.
Missile deployed.
Yeah. They know exactly where he is.
And look how far back you have to stay, right? He can't pick up any weapons. This is very smart from C9.
Yeah, nobody wants to get judged like that. Nobody wants to get slid on. A very much needed round there. And nice job.
And you're starting to see this too, like a very similar outlook to C9 starting off on the B side, and same responsibility. You have the chamber on the other end. Neon has to come up huge. The thing is, they're playing their bonus round in that round, so they couldn't really get the best weapons for Neon yet, for him to hold that line with the op. But if it continues in the same type of storyline of pressuring the weak sides and the op is not landing the first shot, you might see a very similar finish in the second half now for C9 to keep this game close. Or to make this game close, rather.
Right up to the line of scrimmage in mid again is Leviathan. Always active at the start. They hear a drone. No audio behind that.
Oh, dude. They're reading them like a book already for C9.
That was really nice. A little bit of a B play to get the initial rotation in. And the time they're taking gets Oxy taken down for a moment, but still, C9 here can choose where to go, and they have the weak side to the left if they want to choose it.
We have time to talk about it now. As they drone down towards that long B side and they realize now that Neon is not opping on that spot, they're like, okay, he's probably working on the A side. But then after, what's the openings we've been seeing from Leviathan early in these rounds? If you're looking to fight, it's a Phoenix Flash. So they waited and spawned. And as soon as you see Leviathan not spawning anybody in the middle, they gave up that whole space. C9 walks out, takes an angle, Sato falls. Just simple stuff. But it really catches Leviathan off guard in their positioning.
He gets to the right side. He's safe. Now they set up for the crossfire as Cloud9 feels confident on this move in, but they don't have eyes on Lev. And Lev just takes everyone down. I should say Spike takes everyone down. Oh,
man.
Right up until the last second. C9 looks like they are just routing the play around Lev.
Dude, he's dancing.
That's crazy.
And this is a scary part of Leviathan as well. You're always going to have one of these players that will have an opportunity after the ruckus, slow things down, see who overextends, and they could maybe punish it. I think that could be another look and an outlook they could have to really try to punish Spikes' space that he's able to gather with his slide.
No fight there. Cloud9 trying to get back in. Let's hear what they are putting to work.
Get be close to be long on the angle.
Yeah.
We're gonna dog. We're gonna dog.
Yep. Dog from here. I'm
Pull
just go left into back.
Back
Okay.
D. Oh, so you think they're deep. Recall again. Let me peek this. Ready? Yeah, go. Recall.
Yeah.
Recall.
Peek it.
Walk down.
Yeah.
I'm not. You can give me bomb, Eric. I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna scale back hall. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna drone. We go. Ready?
You ready?
Droning. Close.
One.
Clear.
One back
Close
off.
clear. I'm going back hall with the guys. Good flood street. I'm flashing right.
They're just playing the flood or something. They have Phoenix Soul.
Okay, give me
on
bridge.
right.
I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna plant default. I need to hold my street. Hold my street.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my TV down.
I stun for street, guys. Call it, alright?
Flash tunnel.
3-1, very sun, 3-1, flooding.
Phoenix ulted.
Call it.
Sun.
I'm stun street.
Come out. Bomb
Yeah, no.
Can we break this or no?
Then back off.
Missiling his body. Missiling his body. How many missiles do you have, Jordan? None. I have ulto. Guys, wanna ult first or I suck?
One more flash.
I'm gonna ult for them. I'm gonna ult
Could be
for
out,
them.
guys. Could be
Yeah,
out.
they're out.
Ult in.
Come out.
Can you flash?
3, 2, 1, flashing.
We're well up, Eric. We're well up.
3.
Two more.
And one jet. I suck.
Two more. All three. Last one, on site.
Just chill.
Nice,
boys. Let's
baby.
go.
You want the ult?
Got chaotic there towards the end. I had a couple of question marks coming up on that one on the stall that they're trying to do. So one, they caught the stun, which was great, but it was a little bit too early. So the two duelists were still able to flood out here for Leviathan. Thankfully, you're able to hold that back sight. But when they had the communication between Vic and Zelsis to say, are we throwing the grab wheel or are we ulting? And then he ults into the right side to defend Oxy instead. That's huge util on the miscom that could maybe turn back in favor of Leviathan. But thankfully, those players in the back of the hallway stayed alive here to save that round for C9.
Yeah. I like the fact that the way to get to Spike was to have somebody in the same spot just with a shotgun now. He's going to dash into that spot every time to take out back halls.
On the lower buy, too, they had, what, 2 rifles and a Lucky and a Stinger, and they made it work. So great on them to leverage also the ultimates for Cloud9 in that pulse plan, especially when Zelsis got that plan, because if it wasn't for that plan, he didn't have the Armageddon.
Lev on a bit of a lower buy. C9 will temper their aggression as they go in. I think this is kind of the entire identity we've seen from them from the start. They may be worried that Lev's going to make a pounce move at any time, so they really want everything to all their ducks in a row before they do hit the site.
This insert and drone is very good for Cloud9 because now they can take full mid control. So, or they push out towards Art, they wait to see if anybody's pushing out towards the door side, and then wherever they get the pick. If they're able to punish Leviathan, they could always finish towards B. But if they get this pick towards the A side, though, with the walk down, that allows Vic to go for the super late lurk from that B site.
30 seconds in the round. Spike is mid here. Could actually get into a fight as C9 are feigning towards the site, and now the spike is down. Lever just going to start overdrive. King goes in with a kill from the right side. This is the lower buy than C9's last round. Penny keeps it alive for a moment here, but he is treading some heavy water right now. Gonna go into blows. He knows left. Blows backs up 10 seconds. Gonna need that time to plant. And he's just gonna be able to stare him straight in the eyes and make a shot. Oh my gosh. C9 let another one slip through their fingers, but mainly because Lev just had the answer.
It was a simple, you gotta land your shot. That's exactly what I was talking about. They're trying to make the noise towards the A side. They couldn't find any contact. They sold that fake with the wall. Zeppa had to win that fight against Neon. Had first shot towards it, whipped it, and that drops the spike. It now forces C9, this hand, to push all over the place. And because Leviathan already got that first pick, he didn't need to rotate anybody yet. King gets the free kill onto Vic on that B site. So all of them getting dismantled when they had such good map control in the very beginning. And unfortunately, another one of those thrifty that might come in costly for C9.
It seems so interesting because they look like they're ready, so aware for Lev to do something, and the moment the strat begins, they forget someone could be here, there, they could get hit with the util, and the state of the game kind of loses its way. All right, still trying to get in. Penny looking for the close quarter combat there, couldn't get anything down as Spike drops him. And they're still finding some kills around the map here, but Lev stands strong with 4.
Wow.
And they're not going to lose any numbers after that play either. Neon gets another one here. So confidently taking the site back. Walls drop, and Lev is just on the other side. Oh, no, you didn't. Okay, Vic's able to stay alive for that, but he's still getting swarmed from every angle, and there's just no answer. Leviathan sweeping through Cloud9's pick of Pearl.
And a great answer back. Taught to course correct their duels and their 1v1s and not be as shaky as they were in that first map. They'll be looking definitely a lot better here in the second map as they're finally going in.
Which is the way to go. 3 sheriffs and a ghost there with a little bit of armor for Vic. He's got the regen.
Standing ahead.
Oh no, he's got regular. All right. They move in with the spike down across the map here just to get a sense of info. But the same thing Lev is going to try to do here in mid. Trademark to collect A if they want to retake.
Game plan for C9 is definitely to add that pressure onto the A line first, because that turret is watching fairly passively, so it doesn't really watch a walk down into garage or into mid. So they actually have to be a little bit more passive in those angles and see what they could break. So they break the trip on that A side. Look at how it instantly forces a rotate. You were talking about Lev trying to be fairly slow, but they react fairly quickly on the sound of the alarm of the A side and kind of very far to really flood back into the C side fight. So we'll definitely see another 5 versus 5 retake.
Nice play across the map. Even the simple take of the trademark is something we weren't seeing. Oh, a little concussed up. Lev takes 3 on that. Just a bit of shaky screen is all it took. You go for staff. Trying to get that as the snake bite comes down. And that's a quick shot from King there. Another just cool, calm, collected retake here from Lev. It does not seem like they're feeling pressured.
And my mistake is I was saying a 5 versus 5 retake. Leviathan found the window. Because of that push on that A side and breaking that the trademark from the chamber over on A side from Neon, they find the timing to say they should be weak on C site. Let's just flood in as a team. Yeah. They have util with the Phoenix and a Neon again with how good they've been flooding back on Pearl. And they just overtake the 2 players, 3 players even on that C site. Smoke on the top C. The other 2 are isolated and they can't do anything for both Vic and Oxy. So nice reaction. Call by King. Leviathan score a very nice pistol round.
King's been having a great series so far. Already starts off with 2. And they're going to go ahead and start focusing orbs. God, ready for it with Oxy Spike shorty here. The judge rings out, and Spike gets a few kills for himself, still into safety.
Spike down.
Vic
B.
was thinking to get the Spike down quick in the chaos, but there's still an answer from LEV to be had. And now Cloud9 waltzes about the map to see if they can find any kind of chip damage on this armor. That's not even really something they have to worry about.
Nah. And just walk in and give your life away too. Want to make sure you have the econ to work with in the next round, and it's a simple walk into the crosshair again. Penny is trying to at least waste util, as you see Sato use both of his flashes, but this is a very nice hold in the end. I think they were ready on the side of C9. They'll tried and true of 50 around lower by. Let's just get into this B site for a plant.
Okay.
Penny almost got 2 for his work there to flush Leviathan up against him. And fair game that he does that too. They identify that Leviathan will probably want to try to farm some orbs as well. So in a non-winnable scenario where you can't pick up the spike for a plant, you might as well let him come towards you and try to do as much damage as you can. So smart play on his end, but it's still here Sato 2 away from his ult.
Well, that entry too, Celsius Oxy looked the same way. Kind of just, you know, basic entry, left, right, clear corners. Seems like it might have given him an upper hand there. So just the little things seem to be falling to the wayside when they're needed the most.
Covering it.
The bonus round is where it really counts, though. This is the one that C9 wants to lock in. They've spread the site space. What is this push? Oh, King almost catches them off guard through the fast lane. Love to see plays like that, but also it's great for C9 to be able to stop them from happening now. Okay, still get a few of those, though. Traded back through the smoke. The same entry for Spike and Squad now, and they just start to capitalize. Going for the peak. Lowe's has the upper hand on Zeppa here. The smoke is there for Vic.
Going up.
He wants to make it weird and put the one-way up. No, it's actually not counted up. Sato with one more. Beautiful Phoenix wall here to get this defuse down. And they're still going to get it. The push up from Sato, the 3K from him, builds onto the ultimate for Phoenix, and Lev stop another C9 bonus from going, or taking that away.
You see the nice thing too of having a Phoenix and your Neon in a composition, and probably a nice little understanding if you're watching these games, you're like, how is Phoenix really good on this map? How does it play double controller? Those walls that they're using to slice out the map in the retake is a very similar style as having that default wall from the Viper for the Flare retakes on C-side. It's just now you're a little bit more proactive with these two duelists that allows for you to do the very similar walls for any type of slice retakes on these sites. And then you add flashes on top of that. You're adding a lot of disruption too. It's just very nice how they're the meta is approached here and evolved from this double controller to this. And yeah, they can do no wrong with the spam through smokes for Leviathan so far.
How do you get into A without smokes now? Your wall, right? Your walls to encroach into the position to use the smokes.
Fingers crossed it's Oxy that's gonna put the walls up.
It has to be. It's fast lane to enter in. I mean, the position that C9 used to play from was that kind of Oxy would say, I'm going to run it down anyways. It's 4v5. So he's ready to go through and be that one to open the door. But as a follow-up there's where it's been lacking. They have this side of the map somewhat to themselves. You still have King to say something about it, though. And still not even a big committal, just an insert.
Yeah, because Vic just calls for a recon that went through on the A side. Okay, now it's committed actually towards the C side, but Neon still takes that fight. I was about to mention, they're even canceling on both the garage and A side. So there's a little bit of miscomm going on around here too of how they want to finish out the round. But you saw that Vic couldn't really get proactive around the map. He didn't really pick into sewers because he was afraid of any angles, and there's always a trademark this time out in the open. And as it never gets broken, it doesn't really allow for C9 to play the contact walk into this A site, which should get blows ready to reposition. There you go. Falls back, waits for his teammates to play the flood retake.
And this will be the plant, but in seeing that as well, we saw C9 destroy it the first round. You think they might even be on a search and find mission for it in the following rounds to come. Spike with one. Good money for C9 here to start banking back, but the round is really what they need. Oh my god, Spike is just toying with them right now. Walked behind Oxy, tapped him on the shoulder, and then got him.
And the util to support too. King putting in the stars at the right spots, and that's pretty much the lay of the land of trying to see how you can activate your duelist to the best of his capabilities, and great support util coming out from the side here of Leviathan.
And that with the shotgun for Oxy too. Just got bopped a little bit.
It's done by the relay bolt.
Yeah. Still thwarted in trying to make the answer for the play happen. Somehow Lev has an answer.
C9 seems that they don't really have an answer. It's all the questions of how they could really work that map and still trying to study the playstyle of Leviathan so far. Talk about tendencies and easy to read, but almost seems like even if the macro's good, it's the micro around Leviathan. Even the movement around Spike is not that heavily punished compared to when Oxy is trying to move around with the Neon here.
They give up a little bit of space, but it does seem like they're on a bit of a search and find mission to see where some util might be and what that bigger advantage entry would look like. It's like they delete sites from getting hit right now on the side of Lev. A is pushed, so they know it's not A. B has a trademark. It still could be B. Zelsis hits a nice shot to start the round off, but still, it's not a panic movement from Lev.
They heard the slide earlier on, though, so Neon is trying to scout it. And that eliminates already the first rotate kill that Zelsis was so good at. And now Spike plays the off angle.
Patience. Ooh. They're droning to make sure they didn't make it by as well. Knowing Spike went down, they have to make sure every angle is covered. C9 with 4 to move into the site. Zelsis still on the left side, see if he can get audio cues on rotating, but everybody from Lev's already gone. Blows takes down Vic. Somehow, King gets one there in the face of 2. And now, they're waiting, they're wondering, wait, no way.
No time.
Where could he be? Was trying to find more info across the map, but they're just too separated from the initial macro play Lev was making. Wow. C9 seem a little lost in the situation.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because, again, a nice, beautiful, perfect pick from Zelsis onto that B site lean. But as they lose Neon and still commit towards the A site, Zelsis probably thinks he has another type of timing where he could actually punish Neon maybe on the rotate. Neon being the chamber, that is. So he goes back to the garage, but everybody rotated out towards the A site, so he missed his window.
One enemy
and
remaining.
unfortunately, the door shuts down. And that's a round here for Leviathan again.
The 1v1s going Lev's way, the retake protocols, the relay. Now he's just looking to shut down plays right away. He's going to get himself into sewers fast. He might meet the molly, though. Zelsis has been throwing this. Holy. Never stopping. The spike's in the window. You just saw him on the left side of your screen fly through. Man is on fast forward this game. It's insane. And he's going to have their... Oh, okay. Smoke's there. Smoke's there. Slow down for a moment. Sato now from the other side, though. And they can't even find safety if they wanted to.
He's running and gunning like Rambo.
Here comes Spike now, trying to finish a little bit more. Zeppa get doubled up from a slight high-low there. 5 now, and the timeout squashed by Lev.
What a change of pace, too, for Leviathan for that round. It gave so much time to, on Imi when he called the timeout for Cloud9 for Owner to look, okay, what's the state of the game? We have these big ults we can work with. They're going to probably try to do something on their side as well, as they have a lot of ults on their side, so let's just try to cancel that right away and just string some rounds. And a trap play that they have is instead of the Hunter's Fury towards the A lobby, they go for the crunch into window and grass. Nothing they can do here for Cloud9 side. They pincer the other 2 ults on the other end with Neon on the flank. And then Sato playing the running back on that back C site.
That's wild. And the amount of confidence this is building in Leviathan, not just because they're winning, but the strats are hitting 100% everything they want out of them. So they're trying more. They're feeling confident to go for more, and that's catching Cloud9 off guard even more.
King's just slapping his decks because everything's working out perfection on everything he's calling. He's like, dude, this is so good.
Here comes Oxy. They need an entry. They need an opening, but there's 3 members of Lev already here. C9 doesn't care. They are able to squash the force of Lev down. And now the site's taken. This is a round they need to come back on.
It's a little bit nice, too. You had the TP from Vic in the back, and interesting that they didn't break it. So it allows now Oxy to slide through the double swing onto the person in the back of the site, and now you have a pretty clean post plant. And not having to waste out a lockdown or a pit going into that type of hit.
Yeah.
That's a great way here to salvage the first round back in your favor, and hoping to rotate a couple more. Allow for C9 to maybe start closing that gap on this first half.
It would be nice to see that style again. Fast. It seems, oh no, just the last one. It seems like when C9 waits in the round a bit, the 1-in-1s or a 2-1 trade doesn't go their way, right? But hitting the site, they can be behind each other. There's no chance to lose somebody as they go in from across a rotation on the map. Seems much stronger, at least for the way they're hitting right now.
Nice recon too. So yeah, a lot of things were missing, at least for Leviathan, when there were 3 players inside that site. The main responsibility is to try to break out a dart. That wall allowed that TP to happen too. That's probably why the Vic was able to fully stick it. So quite nice in the timings on how they're executing that site.
And again, rinse and repeat. All the angles. Oxy is just a sentry into the site. He'll take a fight if he needs to, but he is the eyes of the team. An extra drone. The ult goes down. Remember, there's quite a few more here if C9 feel absolutely pressured in the situation.
This is scary though, because a lot of them are playing inside the pit to deny spawn, but 3 players of Leviathan are looking to flood out from garage.
Relay both everything from Spike here if they want to get in. Sato looks up. They were expecting to see a little bit more util before the entry. And the walls drop. Oxy's huge with Zelsis for a moment. And that's a 3rd one in an instant. As Oxy brings it up to 6 kills for himself in his 2nd round for C9.
Locked in on that one for sure, and good thing that Zeppo was the one that threw out his Hunter Skewer instead of using it as a lifeline towards the end of the round, as if everybody falls, I could try to save it for the team. He's proactive with it. So it forces the hand of Leviathan to scramble around the retake from that garage ramp. Or just too many players to deal with here for C9 on site. Thanks to that pit, they could put 4 players right there to go for those trades. Now back to the standard. Looks like we're trying to potentially take sewers control for the KG ult as well, unless they're able to get the instant opener against blows on A.
He's got the anchor smoke. Holds for as long as he can to hide. Zeppa tries to feint the plan, but it's already Spike and left the team getting inside the site. Cloud9 never had a chance. And they're just looking now for Zelsis. Playing a little anti-flash as he moves through the wall. He has a welcoming committee just on the other side. Oh no. That's what you got to deal with. And he gets 1 out of it. To take that, but Lev will take the round and be much happier.
And at least he's still got Spike, who's been jumping in and out of that wall. But 3 players were just ready when the wall came down to trade instantly against Zelsis, and you're seeing what just happened there. Just holding inside that smoke. Looks like C9 almost felt like they had the timing to move into the site.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's him looking at the kill feed and all of his teammates falling down 1 by 1. But I think that was a big flash, if I'm not mistaken, that came from Sato all the way towards Small. Mentioned that, you know, Leviathan should be easily read or readable for us to be able to fight. We don't have to play too many antis. But at the same time, if the protocols, you know how they're going to play, and even if you know how they play, you're still losing these rounds. That starts to settle in, and you're starting to find doubts here on your preparation going to this game. So having Zelsis is good, and hopefully the timeout is better, but it's not. First blood for Leviathan.
He backs up. Rendezvous puts him safely for a re-entry into A. And this scatter in the smoke, the anchor smoke, is a big place for the fight to go down. And oh my gosh, Lev's just able to find every kill outside of it. Still towards the left side of the site. They're just reading the way a C9 hits methodically every time. A few up ramp, and they're just waiting for the sewers guy.
And how stoic they are for Leviathan on that site. Look at this first pick after on the Zelsis. As Blows gets that pick, he just hides the corner.
Yeah.
He doesn't care to run down to break the lockdown. And you know for C9, like, we got to protect it, we got to protect it. We could delay some people. So to run through the smoke, get picked off, and again, another round that just does not work.
The duality of man. There you go. Holy. And it's true, like, I mean, Blow's over there just using the anchor smoke like a boss these last few rounds here to collect multiple kills. King, he judged from the left side last time. Why not from the right? Those little switch-ups enough to quickly catch C9 off guard, knowing the play is always a quick dash into sight. Again, seeing the method that C9's using and being able to stop it at the front door.
Yeah. And it's desperate times for C9 too. I do like a little bit more of this buddy system, at least now. Because last round, why are we not together to protect the lockdown? Why are we not taking sewers control together?
Coverage.
Great punish. And it's close to that minute mark as well, so
Teleport's ready.
very similar type of flash peek a la Dogamo. Punished now by C9. The advantage back is back on their side. Also a weapon upgrade. So 4 rifles to work with in the pulse plant against 2 now of Leviathan.
Big shot from Zelsis there. Build more confidence with 4 alive. An operator most likely saved if the timing of Penny isn't right here. Oh no, they're actually just gonna force through. They have pretty good chunk of change in their pocket. Zelsis falls. Penny creeping around from the rat position here as the rest of the team is just buying time.
One enemy remaining.
Sees the gun, and there's the second one. Penny coming to life there at the end. Some easy shots for him, but getting back online, getting on the board a little bit more as they get the rounds in there.
And Zelsis had to be selfless there. Yes, it's obvious that he has to swing on that tap, but he has to jiggle, try to give his life or something to delay so that you get value out of the Viper lurk.
You gotta draw
Penny.
the eyes.
Exactly. And he did. And then Penny right here draws his crosshair right to the domes of the last 2 players. It works out. They salvage some rounds here. The last one to go with, thankfully, with all these rounds that looked very much in favor of Leviathan. It's a strong buy they can have here.
Changed up. Zelsis putting the alarm bot there, alerting C9 that this play is getting rerun by LEV. This absolutely squashed Cloud9 the first time too, so adapting in very much needed rounds. Could get a 4th one here to end the half.
Yeah, you saw it. The Hunter Sphere is available for blows. The setup position was the same way. Great, great pivot from C9.
Nice dodge out on the concuss. Easy from Penny too. Seems more comfortable that they're reading the plays of LEV now. Before it seemed like C9 was scrambling for their kills. Blows here, ooh, just on the heels of Zeppa's jump. Penny and King kind of read each other, but have to give up the time it takes to look a little longer.
Last player standing.
Jump shots drawing the eyes of Blow. Gives C9 another one, and it looks like they're going to nicely be able to finalize a 4th round. Kind of just deja vu to the first map we saw in Pearl. That it took a little bit for them to get online. They finally get online, but it's still a battle for them to get the rounds. Here a little bit cleaner, and hopefully they can bring this in the next half, fans.
Yeah, definitely took them a lot here to get these rounds for sure. And 4 rounds after a dominating first start from Leviathan, that is going to give you a little bit of confidence moving through. Again, when you have a perfect read, that's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, if they have a read and they're getting these picks, the confidence is going to come back. So it's a great way for them to finish this half to start strong on the next.
We're going to swap sides and take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. More action when we get back.
Side, but this is a standard stuff. I like that we're seeing this type of wall now for them to try to take a little bit more mid control. It makes sense. You're playing against a Neon. Sorry, you're playing against a Chamber that doesn't have a turret to watch down lower B aggressively. So already, Oxy is going to start walking down.
Not kill util, but definitely a bit stall util today. Here for Zelsis as they separate the squad a little bit. A nice push though by Oxy. Going to be able to feed information in these early rotations. The stall they need to get a bit more in position, both hugging that right side, but what's the angle they're going to look at? They put themselves in the corner of the box and it's just too hard. Spike, hello. Gives Zeppa a quick handshake there as he's already pushed up farther than they expect. They have enough time to reset and look behind, and Lev is 5 minutes ahead of the play. Wow. Oh my gosh.
At the beginning, too, Oxy got the position inside window for him to cut the rotates if they were able to stall back towards the A site. But look at how many bodies moves in. It doesn't even matter if they're getting recon pinged out by the side of Zeppa. It's just Spike that's so annoying playing through these smokes in the spawn, these slides. He's been a nuisance right now. Solo plays, by the way, every single time. Responsibility given to one sole player to watch the Flood retake. Break the timing on the side of C9, and that's a costly pistol round here. Losing both on this map, that's not what you want to see.
He doesn't get another one, right? He
Oh,
doesn't
he
just
will.
like look 4 people in the face and get another one, right? Oh, Neon. King's already there. You'd expect the team to be halfway across the map doing something else because the Chamber's doing alert. No, they're still in a position to hit the angle and cover each other.
And look at Oxy jumping around very similarly to how Spike is, but then he just gets one tap by King.
Yeah.
Crosshair placement very good right now on the training of the aim from Leviathan against C9, who, by the way, also during the offseason was also boot camping out in Santiago, Chile to practice against different types of meta to find their own.
And that's just vibe practice, right?
Yep.
It's not like they're having to make sure things work for the next day. They go in, they have a lot to test against the best teams in the world. And it
also,
seems like it paid off a bit.
And also able to defeat some of the best teams from the world as well when they played the off-season tournament in China and won that one too with Neon in the roster before he was eligible to play in this very stage at the end of kickoff. So now you have reps coming in. You have Owner that has the read on how Neon and Blows likes to play. All 3 of them coming in from the Leviathan Academy as well as the assistant coach. So the system is already there. They've built foundations and layers on top of their foundation. And now it looks like an empire.
And it was so interesting how it happened too, because kickoff happened and Owner came in as coach and we saw a bit of slower play. And the funny thing is we're like, oh, Owner's slower play. And he's like, no, I want him to play fast. I think they're playing slow because this is what we used to do. And I think we're getting the fast now. So it's funny to see that they just had to correct that. And everyone seems online. Sato saying last stage it was more free-willed and kind of creative. Now it's more systematic, and he thinks with the wild players that they have, that benefits having a systematic gameplay because they can all just kind of benefit off each other's strength advantages. We're seeing it in this matchup now. 3 away from taking Haven. Oxy slows this round down a bit, but Lev will not stop encroaching into the site. Sato with 3 and another one as they try to stand toe-to-toe with Sato. The crowd chants for an ace. And it looks like Zelsis will find a corner.
He'll have to chase for it too, yeah.
Then the ace chant chase, and he can find it. Where is he?
Nah,
They're not even going to go for it. So another round, and honestly, it doesn't look like Lev is finding any trouble when they get to the site.
We just talked about what was really good in terms of util that really helps and enables here the duelist to move in. That single grab well that was at that spot, even if Oxy's able to get first blood and stall on that right side, when he's trying to re-pivot back towards the A, he goes right into the grab well. And as he falls down, the other ones couldn't really follow up behind him because they were being stalled by the grab well as well instead of a smoke. And then Sato, well, they're playing Lemmings against him. Crosshair placed 1v1s as a skirmish when they're all running to his crosshair.
No.
It feels like that never changes. In APAC, you got one coach slamming desks. Here you have one coach just hand in hands consistently.
That was the last bullet, too. Yeah. Felt that at home. Results for Owner. He is ecstatic right now, seeing his team be able to put up these numbers in their first match on stage for stage 1. And here, they'll even slow it down. And this has to, get under C9's skin, because when this happens, they start peeking out, they start looking, because they're not really sure what is going to be effective against Lev right now.
Biggest thing is really playing around Zelsis' information. And they're going to smoke out the turret too. Actually, the star was placed and they broke it even before, so. Same results. You're start forcing players to peek out for info, and almost there, you got that, almost got the punish from Zeppa peeking out. With the recall smoke and he continues to jiggle, he should be calling that there's nobody really moving there. So C9 works together. Instead of giving up C site, they push into the garage, re-clear the area that was taken in first place by Leviathan. But the thing is that they think that it's still an A main control.
They're squeezing to their teammates.
Joke's over. You're dead.
And now they know no steps are being heard, no runs, no util. Everything is C. So this leaves that 5v5 retake. Util's there for C9. They lose Celsius. And they're still going to be pushing in. You see how aware they are of the timing, too, right? They took a long time, hit the site, and they still think somebody can be lurking at that point. Just on the ball right now for LEV here. About to thwart or try to this C9 retake. 2-2 from Garage and Spawn. The quick shot is traded back from Neon. His spike helps out LEV a little bit more. Oxy with the judge, rolling through, picks one up, but he's low on HP here as they're somewhat limping around. The King concussed, they not really have eyes on the spike, and it pulls Oxy away. Half there. Penny needs the round to keep him off game point. King hits another one, and Leviathan start to wrap this one up.
Map and series pouring out for Leviathan. The push continues to be very good. Oxy tries to do whatever he can with this Neon and the judge. Nice slide kill for
Great too.
One enemy
exactly
remaining.
taking that space for the team, but that lurk, the double flank in the very beginning, they separate themselves a bit. Zelsis gets instantly picked off by an outlaw, and Vic is like, well, I can't run into the outlaw. I'm playing small shield, so he gives up that space. So those players playing offsite has better control now. We saw the value that they have with King staying alive with that Nova Pulse. So yeah, nothing working here for Cloud9. Seems defeated from coach cam to voice comms to facial expressions from across the board. And nobody is really there. There's no Vibe Merchant that's going to try to lift up their spirits unless Vic could come up huge here on the hold at the long C line.
Thing is every time a corner is breached, it's 3 or a bunch of util and something. You're always only good for 1 against this LEV squad. They make it so tough. Spike all the way to the back. They've clean taken the site. And they're going to hit the trademark on the way around, so they know they have a bit of time to breathe before they even see anybody. They're going to use this time to get a push on Spawn. Looking both ways, pushing back C9. They want to have the time to use the teammates to get back in, but they're just being taken out. A good hit by Oxy to come back in, but it's only Oxy and Zelsis here. Blow is hiding in the corner. They're not going to hit the shots. A big one from Oxy here versus Neon. And that's going to be the kill that they need. Nothing else. It couldn't have gone any other way. Oxy gets the round for him. 5 for C9. They stay alive in the series.
Another big round by Oxy, and this time finally has a little bit of teammates to follow up and support him. Great hold and stall leads from the beginning. It almost looked like it wasn't winnable there for both Zelsis and Penny on their crossfire setup towards Spawn. And great util to push them off so they can't swing off each other anymore. So it became 2 individual 1v1s.
All freaking good. C9's done this before.
Trying to remember when that was. But at least it starts with that. Your star duelist again being Oxy, getting multi-kills for the last 2 rounds, and then finally converting onto that one too. And economy plenty for rifles for Cloud9. The only thing though, it's half shields. Neon goes with the op no matter what on the attack side. Leviathan goes back to a slow tempo.
Penny found out, sitting, judging, waiting. He will not be able to do anything from that position. Called on the util as well, so now it becomes a worry for C9 in that garage area. Still playing A on the wall so they can anchor each other. C9 on this one is just allowing LEV to make the first move, but again, it's always very fast at the front door. Can anybody be there to answer? Tries to get that king play in that we've seen at long C. Good for 1. And they don't expect the timings right now. LEV is just moving too quick into these positions.
They should expect spikes. He's been doing this the whole series.
Right, but that's the thing. He's doing it in different spots every time. So they're like, oh, well, I'm safe for the next 10 feet. No, you're not. Actually, you have to consider he's around every corner. It becomes a nightmare to play against him right now. Falling, Blows gets a headshot on Zeppa right there. Vic trying to stay alive. The last one here is LEV. Puts the finishing touches down. Oh my gosh, it's actually from Neon there with a slow-mo Hunter's Fury looking cinema as Leviathan 2-0 Cloud.